All right, fam. Now for our featured story of the day. Crypto analyst hints at 6x explosion for the Bitcoin price, says the largest Bitcoin move in 5 years has begun. And before I even dive into this prediction from the analyst, let's go to yours truly, your boy, JV. I made this post last night. I was inspired and I wrote it. My Bitcoin predictions for the next 7 years. Bookmark this. And shout out to you guys if you already reposted it and bookmarked it. You'll notice 145 hearts, 19 reposts, and 26 bookmarks. Not too shabby. So yesterday, the price action ranged from 94 is the low and 96 is the high. So I just put 95 up there. You know what I mean? And then my projection is 1 year from now, on May 4th, 2026, 420,000, which is my base case for the broskies. 2027, I'm projecting 333,000. And then May 4th, 2028, the year of the next halving, 1.1 million. In fact, 1111. Double 11 omen. You already know. So I'm calling it 2028, 1.1 million in play. And then the following year, typically the year preceding the halving, when we hit the all-time high of the cycle, I'm calling 2.2 million, which is Max Kaiser's current bull scenario. 2030, 3.6 million. And then 2031, 2.99 million. And then the following halving of 2032, I'm projecting 4.7 million per coin. And now your next question is going to be, how did you come up with these numbers, JV? And as you know, we refer to TA as astrology for the broskies or astrology for the baddies because it's all perspective, and I'll be 100% transparent. I pulled these numbers out of my ass using intuition. I just asked myself, what's the most likely scenario based upon my belief set and what I understand and doing the news every day and being here for the past 1,983 episodes. And these are the numbers that were downloaded through me as a vessel. And these are the numbers I shared. Is there any guarantee we're going to hit 420,000 May 4th of 2026? Absolutely not. But who knows? It's just having fun at the end of the day. But wouldn't it be something if it ends up being very accurate? You just never know. But let me know your thoughts on some of these numbers. Again, it's just pure driven through intuitiveness. And again, I didn't look at any particular chart or base it off any model. I just base it off my own insights and channeled the information for what it's worth, just to be 100% transparent with you. And I mean, I'm not promising it does X, Y, Z, but I like to believe this is the most likely probability if I was to bet. You know what I mean? I'd say, hey, 420, send it. Let's get it. Smoke some of the Blunsky if you have to. Hit the gong, strike the bong, whatever it takes, Bitty Broskies. But with that being shared, let's dive into this analysis from a well-respected TA guy. Again, I'm not the TA guy. I just use intuition. But according to Tech Dev, Bitcoin went on a rampage in 2020 as global liquidity erupted and gold ignited a huge upside burst. Come on, burst. Quoting him here alongside the chart. Time to realize you've been right here before. Deja vu, Bitty Broskies. Last time gold went parabolic as the global liquidity surged out. It retested the breakout Bitcoin launch 500%. Now, if Bitcoin were to hypothetically do that again, you can see some of the numbers we can anticipate. You can see in the gold charts, you can see the Bitcoin, and then the green is the global liquidity. And according to this chart, it shows Bitcoin at like somewhere between 1.5 and 1.6 million. So, I mean, I don't know. Tech Dev supports his bullish stance on Bitcoin by pointing out that Bitcoin has historically witnessed huge upside gains. Whenever the global liquidity goes parabolic, just as the business cycle bottoms out, global liquidity refers to the amount of the money sloshing in the world's financial system, while the business cycle tracks the rise and the fall of the economic activity over time. This chart says the largest Bitcoin move in 5 years has already begun. Game on. Now, if Bitcoin was to repeat what we've witnessed in 2020 to 2021, we're talking significant gain, because I recall like yesterday, I remember April of 2020, the bottom was like 4,000. This was post-COVID, Bitcoin massive crash. And within 1 year, it hit 60,000. So it went from virtually 4,000 to 60,000 in a 12-month time span. So if history was to rhyme, imagine that type of price appreciation when we're sitting at 95,000 per coin, right? It'd be mind-boggling. The analyst believes the abundance of the funds amid the surge in global liquidity and the reallocation of the capital from gold to Bitcoin would serve as the tailwind for Bitcoin's ascent to reaching new record levels. Quoting him here. Gold goes parabolic. Liquidity breaks out. Flows to the pretty little bitty going up forever Laura, plus the rotation from gold sends Bitcoin parabolic. And as of today, the Bitcoin market cap is just shy of 1.9 trillion. Meanwhile, the gold market cap is sitting above $22 trillion, giving us a very big upside potential. But you guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you believe with tech dev? What's your analysis on some of the cycle peaks we may or may not witness? What's your thoughts on my predictions over the next 7 years? I gave you exact numbers with exact dates. Do you think I'm way off? Are you in the same vicinity? Or let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. And welcome everyone joining the Q&A segment of the live stream.